Oh, there's Mr. Wade. How you doing, buddy? Just wasting some time. I work on my wife's Christmas present here while I was not in my main part of the house. Oh. Hey, Mr. Dave. Merry Christmas to you too. I don't even know if I'm on the. Uh, yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. Wade, just chilling out. I wasn't when Dave canceled the show for tonight. I really wasn't planning on doing anything, and my wife is upstairs. She said you need to go away for a while. I said, oh, okay. I had to come down here to mess with her present anyway, so I'll be working on that while we're here. So I'll show you one of them that I made already. Ooh. Let's see here. I got to plug it into power. So this is what I printed out for my wife. So it's a little Disney themed light box. So it's kind of cool. There's layers there, so you can kind of see them all there. I think this one has 6 layers. Yeah, everybody's getting printed presents. Um, so, but it's kind of neat. So if I turn on, I don't know if the light's going to wash it out or not, but we'll try. Yeah, it does. Um, let me see. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. The light. It's not a whole lot of lights in there, but it gives it a nice glow when you're actually seeing it. It's kind of cool. So I have this one that I did for. This is off a file off of Maker World, and then there's a Minnie Mouse version too. So I haven't put that one together yet. It's kind of cool. So it's not glued together yet, but here's the Minnie Mouse one. So I figured she'll put it up on her desk. So it's kind of neat looking. Um, on Maker World though, it's not this big. It's so so. There's the front piece, and then here's what the inside layers look like. So this one only has, I think, 5 layers on the inside of this one. So they're a little bit thicker, but they're only like the insides here are only like a millimeter thick. So that's why the light goes through them pretty good. Um, but you just stack them up, and and you get the effect that you're looking for. So it's kind of neat. So we need to put these suckers together. Let's see here. So that goes there. Those go there. I think the hard part is just making sure that you glue them up okay. So I made this thing at um, 160% of the original size. So originally, when you see the actual file, four of these will fit on one build plate. So it's not a huge thing. So I blew it up to 160% so that it was as big as I could make it on there. And then here on the, so this is the case part. And as you see, it's got a big old hole. So in Fusion 360, I whipped this little guy up. And so it will fit right in there for the cord to come out. So go like that. On the other one, I had it coming from the inside. And then it's a nice flush there. Mm-hmm. We're not going to U.S. for a while. Don't want to end up in prison in some other country. I hear you on that, buddy. Although here in the U.S., they seem to treat all the people that are in prison better than a lot of the other, citizens. So might not be a bad place to be, actually. Yeah, that new Snapmaker does look cool. It um, who's got one? Earl Walker's got one coming. So that's pretty cool. It should be arriving pretty soon, from what it sounded like. And where is the lights I had for that thing? Where where go? Oh, well, I can't put that together until I. Well, I wonder. Hmm. I have it sitting here. There it is. So, hey Andy, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, Mr. Gatton did some good laser work on those Christmas stuff. The Santa I saw was pretty cool. Yeah, you'd be able to win your own challenge. Yeah, no, nope. So, so when I built these light boxes, I used these strips from Amazon, but I just cut them off and left the USB part out, and so that's what I'm using for the inside of this little fella. Um, I guess we'll get to that in a little bit here. I'm gonna go ahead and put these other pieces together. Yeah, Andy, tonight's the deadline for the challenge for anybody that wanted to uh, wanted to participate. But it's all good. No, wait, I was putting on the challenge so that I didn't have to do a project. Because it's enough work trying to put that stuff all on. It's, that stuff's a lot of work. All right. Ow. Just glued my fingers together. Ow. Did it again. Yeah, so now, hey, Jerry, how you doing, buddy? Now I'm just gluing these little pieces together. So that's just a little super glue around that little lip on there, and go ahead and just drop it together. Nothing serious. How's everything out in Vegas there, Jerry? A little bit of super glue. These are cute though. I was pretty happy when I ran across it on Make a World. I was like, ooh, that'd be. My wife likes going to Disney, so she will like this, I think. Ah, shit, just moved it. Ah, see, this would be a lot easier if they had pins or something in there to line everything up. Raining out in the desert. Me. Yeah, I heard California is getting dumped on. Like they put the whole state in a state of emergency or something because of all the rain. That's pretty crazy. I wish we were getting some snow, but we're not getting any snow here either. Tomorrow, we're not really doing anything around here at the house. At 9 o'clock, I got to leave to go to see the Redskins get demolished by Dallas, which is sad. I just glued my fingers to it again. Shit. Oh, come on, get it in there before it sets. Yeah, I really like this print. It's pretty cool, with the exception of it would be nice if there was a way to align these things to make it easier to go together. Ugh. I got a big print going on the Soval in the background too. You see that thing moving around. Working on the big projects. Been kind of fighting that thing for a while. All right, let's get this last layer on. Just wasting some time with Ron. Watch me glue my fingers together. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, pretty much. That table shakes like all kinds of crazy when it's up there moving around. It you can't really see it there in the screen, but I've actually got a 2x4 propping up the middle of the table because it's so heavy it bends that tabletop. It's just a tabletop from IKEA, so it's not like it's a super strong thing. All right, we got those put together. Let's see here. Let's see if I can light this in a way that you can actually see what it does. or what it looks like. Let's see. All right, so there's that. There's that there, and you kind of see it a little bit there, but yeah, so it goes through and eh, not very well. But what are you gonna do? Camera blows out everything. Hey, Mr. Rob, Merry Christmas to you, sir. So now what you're supposed to do is, so this, if you can see inside there, there's like a little lip. I don't know if the camera's picking it up good or not, but there's a little lip in there that's supposed to hold this thing, so it holds it pretty close to the edge, like that. So you're supposed to glue that in, and then glue the face on. So it does a pretty good job. But I gotta put the lights inside of it before I glue it all together. And I'm still about to glue my fingers together. There's still some super glue on the outside of this thing. But now, hot glue gun. Gonna have to wait for that for 5 minutes for it to warm up. I tried a few different spots on this thing to see where the best place was to put the lights of little strip like this, because some people might go all the way around, but with these things being as bright as they are, you don't need to. But I tried them up on top and then tried them at the bottom, and they seem to work better at the bottom. It seems to light everything up a little bit nicer. So that's what I'm doing on this one too. It's got some sticky backing here that doesn't work all that great, but it'll be enough to hold it in place for a few. And then I'm going to put some of the hot glue uh, on the wire and all that to help hold it in place. There we go. So it'll go like that, and then I'll take the little hockey puck piece and glue it in there afterwards. Uh, Drof, is it Drofnats or Doctor Ophantis? What are we talking about on that one? Help me help you. uh, my wife had been upstairs making cookies today. That was always a good smell. She's a really good baker. She doesn't cook very good, like meal wise. She's not a real big meal cooker, but she's a hell of a baker. I can say that she's not really a meal cooker because I'm the one that ends up cooking most of the time. There we go. All right. Just waiting for the glue gun to heat up. Oh, man. Fun times. So yeah, gonna go see the Washington football team get absolutely decimated by the Cowboys tomorrow, which is unfortunate. Uh, oh, Stanford. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, now I see. Okay, okay, gotcha. All right. Obviously, I didn't go to Stanford. I couldn't. I didn't figure that out. But yeah, so Washington. If anybody's been following NFL football at all, so the quarterback Jaden Daniels got hurt a while back. He hurt his non-throwing elbow, and so he was out for a couple weeks. And they have a pretty good backup in Marcus Mariota. He's like a former Heisman winner and all that stuff, and a good guy, real nice guy. I've never met him personally, but the things I've seen of him, he's a nice fella. But anyway, so he's been running the show, and then I guess at the end of the game with the Eagles last week on Saturday, he I guess hurt his hand or something, and so they had to get another quarterback from somewhere else, like from some. Oh, this is going to be a mess. Um, Somebody that used to play for Washington. Here we go. Like as a third stringer or whatever, and they brought him over. So we're not expecting a really fantastic game tomorrow, but here we go. All right, let's turn that. Oh yeah, gotta get a little bit over here. Oh, I forgot. I want to get a little bit on that end. There we go. Whoop, nope. Turn me off. So, but anyway, I mean it's fun. Oh yeah, I was. I'll talk about it more, I guess, on Saturday's show. But my father was supposed to go with me tomorrow, um, but I talked to him the other day, and he's not feeling up to it. So, how far do I live from DC? I'm about an hour north of DC, northwest of DC. So, if you look at the state of Maryland, there's it kind of it comes up to a little itty bitty part and then comes back down a little bit right at the end as it goes inland, and that little itty bitty part is where I'm at. I mean, I look out the front window here of the house, and I can see a ski resort that's in Pennsylvania, and I can hear the train that's in West Virginia. So it, we're really close. Yeah, but I think we're going to do a couple more years here. Never thought I'd move out of this area because I always loved it back in the day, but yeah, we're moving south. Um, Man, this hot glue is not setting up as fast as I'd like it to. It's getting there though. Yeah, the when uh, the president goes to Camp David or whatever, they usually fly over my house to get there. Oh, there's Rick. Hey, Rick, how you doing, buddy? You didn't make it, buddy. It's just there was nothing planned. It's just I came down here to work on my wife's Christmas present a little bit and figured I'd just hit the button and BS with my peoples for a little bit while I was doing it. St. Augustine. I like St. Augustine. I've been there on vacation a couple times back in the day. Well, there's nothing to start over. Right? It's going to be the same garbage. Same garbage. All right, so I don't know if you can see in there, but yeah, I got a couple little hot glue spots there, just holding that wire in there. And now I'm gonna just put this little guy right inside there and lock it into place. Throw a little super glue on it, and should be good to go. Let's see here. Oh, oh, oh. Don't do that. There it goes. There we go. So now you can kind of see there how it. Oh, I got a little super glue on the back. That's all right. It'll dry. I'd rather not smear it. So. Yeah, so we get the um, we're real close to where all the craziness happens. We have if you go about 20 minutes away from my house, you're in at Antietam Battlefield. It's kind of crazy. The reason I like this area in general, though, is like the amount of American history that happened here. That you don't. I mean, you're just not going to get other places. Um, so we have Antietam Battlefield, like I said, like 20 minutes away. And if you're not familiar with that, it's where the bloodiest battle on U.S. soil has happened. Uh, and then there's also Gettysburg is half hour, 45 minutes away. Um, and if you don't know what happened at Gettysburg, you probably don't live in the United States, right, Rob? So, um, but the Emancipation Proclamation and battles at Gettysburg and all that good stuff. So, all right, that's in there. All right, so just give you a little progress. Now that little cap is in there, and it's back there. A little bit of super glue, and we got our little puck. There you go, with all the schmoozy stuff with the mouse and lady mouse. Yeah, Silver Horse. I remember when I was in St. Augustine as a kid. It was during some. Uh, it was during a hurricane, and me and my cousin, I mean, we're like 12, 13 years old or something like that, and we were we went out and were uh, trying to boogie board in the hurricane. I'm assuming it wasn't that a super horrible hurricane because it was, but there was nobody on the beach except for us, and I ate it one time, and I was like, all right, well, that's it for me. I'm going back in. All right. We just got to put the Minnie Mouse part on here. Oh shit! Don't go over the edge. All right. I'm going to set that down here for the minute. Put a box of filament on it just to let it dry a little bit. And that'll be good to go. Oh yeah, Harper's Ferry. Yeah. Harper's Ferry is right down the road here. Yep, Shenandoah River. It's oh my goodness, we have a entry into the Ranger CNC Christmas Challenge. That brings it up to 3. So, thank you, Mr. Sean. He's not out there. But, let's see here. Yeah, so we had Sean, we had Harry did one for us. That's pretty awesome. Let's see here. And Mr. Corliss did one. So thank you very much, Paul. Pretty fun. What a Silver Horse was making, it's the mini version of this guy right here. So it's a light box that I found on Maker World, and I blew it up 160%. And, it's pretty cool. Lights up. If I light it up, though, it washes out on camera, so you wouldn't be able to see it. But here you can kind of see the layers. So it's got some depth to it. Making them for my wife's desk. And what else were we doing? Oh, and then in the back on the Soval, it's a. I can show you a little bit about what I'm making on that. Hold on a second. So first is I made this. That's just a big mess. That's the problem with a giant printer. I mean, that's 100 kilograms of filament that just was ruined. Um, and when like trying to test that thing out and get it to do what you want it to do, it takes a lot of filament to do that. But yeah, so I've been having some trials and tribulations of trying to get the first the first layer of filament to go down good on that machine, and it's been a bunch of different stuff. But what I've kind of figured out was like that you need to let it heat soak for a while because it's such a big bed. It's a 500 by 500 bed, so it's literally like 4 of these on one bed. So, but this is what I'm making on there, and it doesn't look like a whole lot, but there will be. Oh, I have to print. Um, I can't remember how many I have to print. Let me see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have to print 16 of these. So there's a lot of this one, and what it's for is I'm doing a Lego mosaic, one of the big prints, like I did with the helmet holders that are in my uh, laser closet, or the giant Grogu. So on Lego sets, they have these mosaics. It's like an art piece. So, but they have the one by one tile. So here's a there's a so see that one little post right there? That's would be considered a one by one. Oh, actually, these little guys down here, these little dark gray ones, that's like a one by one, and you make an art set out of these things, and they're 48 wide and 48 tall, of those individual posts. And so they have different ones. Like they actually did some Star Wars ones, that you could make different things. You could do some of the. And then if you got like three of them, you can make a really cool, tall, long one. And um, but so I'm making one that's four times the size of the original one. So when I have 16 of these tiles, it'll be uh, just shy of a 5 foot by 5 foot mosaic. And but it, all the so these are represent the little peg. So that little guy is there. So it's quite a bit bigger. So it'd be kind of cool when it's done. So what I'm going to have to do is I have to move all of this, because I need a wall to be able to mount it to. So I designed up this piece here, so that you can mount it. So I put all the holes in it because there was no reason to have all the holes. Have it all solid. It's just wasting more filament. And then you can see like this one here has it's kind of filled in with a small hole, so that's a screw hole. So that's what I'll actually mount it to the board with, and it'll be pretty cool. I hope. It's expensive on that one, on this one, because just in black filament alone, it's like 10 kilograms that just to make the backboard. And then to do the picture that I'm initially going to do on it, it's another 12 kilograms of various colors. 12 or 14 maybe. I can't remember. I have to look at it. But altogether it's like 20 20 something, 20, maybe it's either 23 or 27 kilograms that I need to buy of various different colors. Not all of them are used, but um, it's kind of cool though. But hey, there's Mr. Bill. How you doing, Bill? Welcome. We're just hanging out, wasting some time. I was working on one of my wife's Christmas presents here, and figured I'd pop on for a little bit. And so I'm just showing a little bit about a upcoming project that we're working on. So you guys got a little exclusive look on it before anybody else gets to see it. Although there's not much to see, it's going to be 16 of these things that and each one of them takes like 14 hours to print. Oh, there's Mr. Sean. Hey, Mr. Sean, I got your message. Thank you for your participation, buddy. Appreciate it. I actually need to put out a little playlist. So very cool. Oh, there, Rob's heading out. All right, Rob, take care, buddy. Yeah, going for lunch. Good deal. So yeah, so that's anyway. That's what I'm. You'll probably see that back the Soval running for a while here. Yeah, Bill. 14 hours for that. It takes a long time. Well, because it's not very thick, so I only did it to be a couple millimeters thick before you get to the posts themselves, and So the bottom layer is running at 40 millimeters a second. So I mean, it's going pretty slow, like everything else does. All the 3D printers do on their first layer, but when you have something that's that big, I mean, do I have a? I don't know if I have my tape measure down here. I can tell you about how big it is. Um, nope, no tape measure. Oh yes, actually I do. I found one. Ha. If it was sitting on my desk. If it was a snake, it would have eaten me, digested me, and then kicked me out. So length and width, it's about 14 and 5/8. So so it's a pretty big chunk of plastic. So I'm gonna actually get a piece of wood. I was planning on getting a sheet of Baltic birch because they come in 5x5, and just painting it black. Um, and then you wouldn't see any of the through holes anyway because it would be black. They're all going to have posts on them anyway, so it wouldn't matter. But yeah, but one thing I found out when I was working on it, well, with this Sovol printer is this one I just had it going in its regular. I forget what that setting is called in it, but it's like just the normal, setting for the first layer to do whatever design it wants to do. And it didn't like that. But for some reason on this one, it was doing a brim, and the brim turned out good, and that's doing it in concentric. So that's what I told it to do here, and it worked out pretty good. Um, it looks kind of weird, but it's not. But it's flat, so it's an interesting design back there. But whatever, it works. Yeah, yeah, the machine did. And the sad part was that was like after that by itself was like 2 hours just to get it to that point. So I ordered 4 rolls of the Tech Bear Black Pet G. Got it on Amazon for 33.97 or something like that. And so that's what I'm printing those out of. I mean, it was cheaper than getting it in PLA. So I just said, all right, well, let's do Pitchy. That'll work out. All right. This should be plenty good now. Yeah. Yeah, so there's the mini part of it. Looks pretty good. I wish that I didn't have any red left, or I would have made the bow red instead of pink. But it is what it is. It'll be pretty good though. I'm gonna plug it in here. You won't be able to see it because it'll blow out the camera. But I want to see what it looks like lit up. Oh yeah, that looks real good. It's kind of cool because like the way that the light shines through everything, you get some light spots and dark spots. But yeah, yeah, you can't see. Look at that! Doesn't it look good? Yeah. There's nothing I can do about it to help show it. I'll have to take some photos of it and show you from there. But yeah. So now I just got to find a box to put those in. Oh, there's Mr. Earl Walker. His his ears must have been burning, talking about his upcoming U1 showing up. But yeah. So yeah, now I got to just find a box to put those in. I don't think. Let's see. I have a filament box here from some Ender filament that I got. Let's see here. I don't know if it'll fit or not. It'd be nice if it did, because I got two of these boxes. Let's drop that one there. That one there. Let's see. Nope, does not fit. It's bigger than a filament box. Ooh. Ooh, God. Went to bowling. That's a good way to spend Christmas Eve. Bowling's a good time. Yeah, my wife, she um, she got me tickets for WWE for Friday night, and it'll be interesting to see what is going on there because the WWE does do a Friday night show called SmackDown, but they already filmed SmackDown for Friday night. So they're doing like a live thing, which I think is like one of their house shows, and it's just kind of odd because it's at the exact same time that they would be doing the show. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, like if they just have a good time or if it's like the show. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. There's Mr. Roger Brown. How you doing, Roger? We're just hanging out, doing a bunch of nothing now. I kind of I'm already done what I was doing, but I did work on the tractor a little bit today. I went out there and was trying to mess with that. I'm going to have to do a little more to it before I can really try to get it to run. Um, I ended up having to cut the muffler off because of the way how that old tractor is. It's a 1952 Farmall Super A, and so you take the hood off, but you have to take the muffler off, which is like just a slip fit, supposed to be. But it's been on there for God knows how long and rusted itself on there. And then like the caps for the air cleaner and stuff like that. So and then the hood will lift off. And so since the muffler was rusted on there, I couldn't get the hood off of it. And so today I went down there with the sawzall and I was trying to be really gentle to it to try to be able to save the stuff. So we'll see how I got it off of there. I cut like the bottom inch and a half of the tube off. So, but yeah, but yeah, and then I was looking around trying to see if we could get it started. But what my guess is that somebody was an old tractor like that. A lot of the times they're positive ground instead of negative ground, and I'm guessing that somebody hooked it up backwards because uh, there's no headlights, there's no anything right now. So my guess is that they fried the limited amount of wiring of stuff that it has on there. So we'll see. I don't know. I didn't have a whole lot of time to mess with it. So, but we'll get out there and I'll start tracing stuff around with the voltmeter and see what we got. Also been taking some time to get cleaned up from lighting season. So it's kind of tonight's the can breathe a little bit because after tonight I don't go back out and fix anything anymore. It kind of is what it is until I get out there to take it down. Um, so it's really the end of the season. Um, I had one lady that she sent me a message yesterday saying that some were coming off of the corner of her house. She was like, "But don't come out, please do not come out. It's okay. They're up there. The winds were just high and took a couple of them off the roof." So that was nice. If I would have had a little more time, I would have gone out there anyway to go fix it. But she was like, please don't come out." All right, well, that's on you then. um, Go back out there in January and rip everything down. It's funny, like it takes so long to put everything up, all the places that you go, and because we're running for basically 6 weeks nonstop, and you can get a couple houses done in a day usually. It takes a little bit of time to get them done, but when you're taking them down, I mean, you'll do you'll take down 5 or 6 in a day. It's pretty awesome. So pretty fun. No, good times. Oh, but yeah, I think the Soval right now. I guess I'm only printing one of these things a day, um, because I gotta uh, turn it on, heat soak the bed for a half an hour, and then start the print, and then it takes 14 hours for it to print. So even coming down here when I get up, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning and get it moving, it's it's 10, 11 o'clock at night before it's done. So right now I don't know what it has. Let me see what it has left. It's saying it has 2 hours left. So and it's somewhere up on doing the pegs right now. So it's just having to do 144 circles and filling them in and all that stuff. So it takes a while. It takes a while, but I'm not in a real hurry. I really don't feel like moving that rack yet. It's going to take a bit to move that over, but and then I guess I'm going to have to build a new. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't think I would want. I wanted an Orange Storm Giga. I know I talked about it a lot when they were on the Kickstarter and all that, but I don't think I want one anymore. Um, I, this, I mean, really, you got to have a project to run it that's going to be size appropriate. Because if you don't, then you're just takes a half hour for it to heat up, and you're not printing a benchy in the middle of that thing. It's if you're not printing something big, you're wasting your time dealing with it. So, but yeah, the Orange Storm was kind of neat. The one guy that I like watching, Technicals Tinkers, he had taken like a month or so off from YouTube. Hey Jack, how you doing, buddy? But he did a what they call the Orange Storm or the Blue Storm Terra conversion to it, which is basically you're just using the frame and ripping out all the electronics, all the stuff that goes wrong, and redoing it. and which is it takes that $2,500 machine up to closer to $5,000. You know, it was like maybe three or four. I don't know. It's expensive to do the conversion on it too. So, but um, overall, though, I mean, this so far it seems pretty decent so far. Uh, it's just you got to have a job to run something that big. Otherwise, it's going to just sit there and not do anything. So we'll put it through its paces here with this project, because it's got what after the one that's on there, 14 more of those. So that's a couple of weeks of still going before I can finish that up. Uh, Running one of these things a day, and then you know the posts themselves can be run on any of the machines because they're just little circles. So I can knock that stuff out pretty quick on these two. Just point two. Yeah, just normal layer height on it. So, oh, there's Jeff's amazing train world. How you doing, Jeff? We're just hanging out, wasting some time. So, but yeah. So anyway, um the posts that'll go on there, they're four times the original size. So they're not small by any means, but they're not huge. So those will print out pretty quickly, and I'll just be able to batch those out. The kind of cool part is though, is once I get this thing up on the wall, it's not a permanent thing. So I'll do this mosaic that I want to do on it first, and then if I wanted to change it to a Christmas tree, all I got to do is just print out the posts, and I can take those off and put the posts on there, and or change it or whatever. So it's kind of cool how it'll function. Being up there, I can change it whenever I want. I could do, I could do the Clack Shacks logo on there. I could do Ventari's logo on there. Man, did anybody else watch their stream on Sunday? Their giveaway stream. They did almost a 4 hour stream. No, Sean, I haven't tried the 2.4 or the 2.8. I was just I didn't want it to be gloopy, I guess, or have it the super defined layers. So yeah, Jack, I remember seeing you in the chat on over there. So when they were starting to, man, they gave away some heck of a prizes, man. They got some really good sponsors on there. Um, I mean, they had X Tool, they had Shapeoko. They gave away one of the smaller Shapeoko machines. Um, yeah, it was. It was definitely. It was. I asked Steve afterwards. I said, "Do you have any idea about how much like retail value that you guys were giving away in there?" And he was thinking it was like around $6,000 worth of stuff that they were giving away. So it's pretty wild. So they did good. That's a lot to do. Putting on a show like that that's a lot of work. So kudos to the guys. Mm. Yeah, who else did they have? They had Acimer. Like they gave away like I don't know 7 or 8 lasers. It was a whole bunch. I mean, it was a lot of stuff. It's pretty crazy. You know, good times. I'm watching the Soval in the monitor. Yeah. So anyway, what else has been going on? Uh, Not a whole lot. I had started a video, but I ran out of time to finish it up. And after Christmas, it wouldn't matter anymore anyway. But I was just like doing, the Christmas stuff I was working on. There was that elf on a shelf thing that people do. Well, evidently on Maker World you can get pants for him so that he'll stand up. And so my brother-in-law's wife, uh, she wanted, she asked me if I could print out some pants for him. So I printed those out, and that was pretty cool. They worked out pretty good. Um, have Where's my phone now? I might be able to show you. I think I took a picture of him standing up. Oh, let's see here. Where is it at? Dun dun dun. Oh yeah, yeah. There he is. Standing up there with his pants on. And the pants were kind of cool because the creator did them with a fuzzy skin, so it kind of vaguely matched the texture of the felt. Um, that was pretty good. That worked out pretty well. And then I also I had to make Rex his own paw print ornament. So yeah, so I was talking about that a little bit, but that stuff it's all over with now. So don't have to worry about that. Maybe I'll make a little short of it or something like that and just throw it up just to have it on there. But yeah. So anyway, I ran the laser, which I hadn't done in a while. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, Alpha on a scale. Oh yeah, yeah. That was the bill plate. Yeah, um, on the P1S right now, I have the. I think it's the Glacier, Frostbite or Glacier. I forget which one it is from BQ. It's supposed to be a cold plate, like you don't have to run the temperatures as hot, and it sticks incredibly well. And So it was on my A1 over there, but for some reason I put it into the P1S the one day, and it's been living in there ever since. But it works out pretty well. Uh, Wade, yes, I did see the solo. That's actually something we'll talk about this weekend on the making it up as we go. But yeah, I don't have they released it yet. I know that Francis was doing a thing on it, but um, I ordered. So it is out now. Okay, all right, cool. Well, I mean, if you're going to order a 6 unit, I think it's a different. Well, it's the same but different market for the somebody that wants a full tool changer. So what Wade's talking about is that there's a rapid change came in. Oh, you can buy it now. Okay, cool. How much was it? I didn't see how much they were talking about it was going to be. Um, but so rapid change came out with a single tool changer spot. So what it does is it runs the code and it'll come in there, drop into place, and unscrew the collet, and then just lift back up, and it'll wait there. And then so all you can do is reach in, grab the collet out, throw another collet in with whatever the other bit is. 250. Wow, that's more expensive than I thought it would be. That's a lot more expensive than I thought it would be. But with the sensor, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, because you can get like a 4 position one for not, and that's an introductory price. Ooh. I'll have to look at it. That it's one I would be interested in because I don't really need a full on tool changer, but it is nice to have something just go and do it for you, I guess. But, oh yeah, well I looked it up on Amazon. The You can get it was pretty cool. It's a wireless probe that you can get, and amazingly, it's made by Nemo Labs. At least the one that I found on Amazon was, and so I guess you plug a little module into the controller, and then it's a wireless probe, so you don't have to worry about getting a wire hooked onto something or whatever. So you can use that to set your Z height in the middle of your workpiece, and then you can put it onto the side of this Solo, and it uses it as a tool setter too. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. Definitely be pretty cool. I'll have to look at that. You know, there was somebody on the one Facebook group, the Onefinity Facebook group, I saw like a week or so ago, and they were, all right, Silver Horse, you have a good one, man. Merry Christmas. They were talking about how uh, it, they weren't having luck with the tool changer, and but evidently they were not following the directions of what you're supposed to do with it. And I was like, well, yeah, you, you gotta you gotta follow the directions to make it work right. You can't just wing that thing. It works a certain way, and you got to do it. Yeah, Don's a good dude. Yeah, it was. I get to talk to him once in a while, uh, and we had him on the show the one time, talking about the rapid change, and yeah, they're good people, very nice people. Control board, man, that's too bad, Earl. I'm sorry to hear that you had some having some problems with your machine. David before coming south laser didn't want to cooperate to film a 3D print, not want to stand to bed. Yeah, man, I hear you. We've been we've been battling stuff over here too. You know, the as of right now, we have 3 entries on the Ranger CNC Christmas Challenge. So we got Mr. Corliss, uh, Mr. Klondike, and Mr. Ragland are the ones that did it. Oh, Masso, yeah, very cool. Whew, good times. Yeah, yeah. We've had a lot of crazy crap going bad around here. Last what was it? So we had a couple weeks ago. We had the well go haywire on us. Had to have that thing ripped out and put back in. That was $2,100 or something like that. And then I was driving down the highway and blew out one of my tires. So ended up having to get new tires on the truck, and then um, our washing machine went out on us too. I mean, this is all within like the last couple of weeks. The um, it stopped recognizing that the door was closed, and it's one of the front end loader ones, so it has to be able to close and lock the door to be able to do the wash stuff. You're not supposed to be able to fool it, and so I was with the puppy. He's been having some accidents in the house, and so my wife was away, and I'm dealing with all these peed on towels everywhere, and I was getting frustrated. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna bypass this stupid lock so that I can wash this stuff. I know the door's gonna be closed. It's gonna be fine. Well, I'm messing with it, and I got it to recognize that the door was closed, and but it wouldn't recognize that it was locked. So I end up starting to talk to my wife, and I had ordered the new part for the door, a week earlier, and I wasn't supposed to be in for a while. So I'm sitting there talking to my wife on the phone as I'm messing with it and getting a little more frustrated because I'm not being able to figure it out. And she looks it up, and the lock mechanism is going to be there the next day. It's supposed to be. And I went, oh, okay. And literally 3 seconds later, the wires with the jumper slips out of my hand, and the jumper was just a little piece of metal. Uh, and it touched the side of the case of the washing machine and blew the main board. So it went from a $20 part to, well, here now I'm spending $1,000 on a new washing machine. Oh, so then of course now I went and ordered it, and and they were bringing it like 2 days later or whatever. They bring it. I thought I ordered the exact same one as what we had. Turns out it wasn't the exact same one, and my wife was letting me know about it as soon as she realized that it wasn't the same one. So that one had to get taken back, and now they're bringing another one. I think on Monday or something like that, on the 29th. So so right now we're without washing machine here in the house. First world problems, I'm sure. Earl, how do you like that thing, that wireless probe? From I was watching what's it, Francis Creations, I think is the channel name, and he was doing the testing with the Solo, and he said that you couldn't probe quickly. You had to do it kind of slow because I guess there's a latency between the communication or something like that. So it had to be kind of slow to be able to get it to work well. But yeah. So anyway, so we got the washing machine issue, and then today we're my wife is like, "Hey, honey, why isn't there any hot water?" I'm like, "Oh no, come on!" So I come downstairs, and there's water on the floor back by where all of the water stuff is, which is on the other side of that wall. And um, it was not a ton of water, but it's enough to be. There's not supposed to be water here, you know. But I think what happened was when the guys were they're working on the pump stuff the other week. They must have bumped into the barrel that does the salt for this water softener, and the overflow little spout thingy broke off, and it's just a little piece of plastic. Um, so that's what was causing the water being on the floor because it would fill up, I guess, and kind of come out, seep out that hole. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So then I've for some reason the hot water heater tripped a breaker. So I'm sure that's going to come back and bite me in the ass somewhere here pretty soon. We'll find out, but yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. So, oh, and then there's also the guy that I'm battling. My daughter had to buy another car like a month and a half ago, and um, she had one that she wanted to go look at, and she wanted me to go with her. So I called the guy up, and it was at a some sort of weird little dealership thing, and um, I called him up and I said, yeah, hey, we want to come look at this car. We'll be there in a couple days. You know, can you hold it? He goes, well, I can hold it if you put a deposit on it. I said, fine. We'll put a deposit on it. We'll come down and look at it. Well, we didn't buy the car because it was a piece of shit. And I was looking at my statement the other day, and he still hadn't refunded my money, and it was $1,000 as a deposit that he did on the car. And I called him up, and he's like, "No, that was a non-refundable deposit." I'm like, "Bullshit! That was mine. You one, you never said it was a non-refundable deposit, and two, no, if somebody doesn't buy a car from you, you don't keep their money. So deal with it. You're gonna refund me." Um, it yeah. So anyway, so he's not wanting to give me my money back, and I'm like, "Well, you are, because I'm going to be charging it back on my credit card, and I will make sure people know not to deal with you because you are a shyster." So it's craziness. Oh, my personality do all on my plate. Yeah, yeah, Earl, I hear you, buddy. Awesome. I can't wait to hear what how you like it. It looks like it's pretty cool. It's like $50, I think, if I saw it correctly on Amazon, and all that. So it's a that's a pretty cool little piece. I think you'll like it. It's just nice not having to have wires everywhere. So, yeah, Wade, that's shithouse luck. Yeah, it sure is. It definitely has been. I'd be kind of glad that when this year is over. Yeah, I thought it was too big of a deposit too. I thought he said it was going to be a $500 deposit. One, but and two being a like no, you don't do $1,000 deposit, and because I don't buy a car from you, you're keeping my money. You didn't do anything to deserve to keep that money. We opened up the car and you could just smell the cigar in it. It was gross. And then you put it into gear and the whole engine shifted. It was like the engine mounts were shot. It was no, nope. So, well, we already put in the disputes and all that with the credit card, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, you know, this should be good times. Well, oh, wow, hour and 19 minutes. Um, Anybody got anything you want to talk about for a little bit? If you want to talk about anything, we can. Um, or or just bail for the evening. That thing's not going to be done anytime soon. It's got probably an hour and a half left on it. And I'm done with my presents. So I got there's the two. So they turned out pretty cool. I think she'll like them. I think I'm just going to end up having to put them in a bag because I don't have a box to put them in. But should be all right. Should be all right. All right. Well, yeah, yeah. The credit card always protects the buyer. Yeah, they usually do. So that the guy never said that it was a non-refundable deposit, because if he would have, I would never have done it. And we didn't purchase a vehicle from him. There's no reason for him to keep my money. So we'll we're hopefully I'll keep you updated if we get it back or not. But we should. There's no reason why we shouldn't. He was a real jerk. He actually sent me a message back after, because I got rather belligerent with him on the phone, because I was like, I was caught totally off guard. I called him up. I was pleasant. I was like, "Yeah, hey, I haven't seen my money come back yet." And then he starts in with this. It's non-refundable. That's not how this works. Crap. I was like, "Yeah, nope, no, no, that's not how this works. And so I got kind of aggravated with him. And after I hung up, he sent me a message later on because if you could compose yourself, we could talk about this. I said the only reason we're gonna talk about this is if you're giving me back my money. Otherwise, you can talk to my attorney, who's my wife. But he didn't know that. So it, hold on. But anyway, yeah. Well, also working on the Kickstarter Aero Dryer, did another Kickstarter to make a bowling pin setter for the grand. So wow, Earl's Mister Kickstarter. There you go, Earl. Yeah, I saw your stuff that you were working on with the Aero Dryer. I'll be neat to see that thing when it's done. And, bowling pin setter. I guess that's like a backyard piece or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, you risk his ability to take cards. Yeah, oh, yeah. Well, who knows? The guy's a jerk. It was the weirdest when I got down there. If I would have seen how these how the dealership was all set up when I was before I went down there, I also would not have done a credit card with the guy. So it's like it was in an industrial park, like you know how like they have the like in an industrial park you'll see these they'll have little storefronts and then like a warehouse behind them or something like that, and there'll be like five or six of them in not even a strip mall type setup, but that you know they're all there. They were all car dealerships. So it was all a bunch of guys that go buy stuff from the auctions and then resell them or whatever. But I saw that, I was like, I've never seen a dealership like this. You couldn't park in front of it because they had their cars there and there was no parking anyway. Like when he went to go pick up this car that we were looking at, he had to like go across the street to another parking lot to go get it and stuff. I mean, it was a mess. So, but yeah, if I would have seen that, that would have been another red flag. It was, but oh well. The car that we ended up getting for my daughter, she's real happy with it. So um, it was a Mini Cooper, but she wanted one that was 2014 or newer, and because I guess they don't have the engine problems and stuff that the earlier ones do. So that's what that the first one was, and the second one. But the second one that we looked at, because we were already an hour and a half away from the house, um, the other one was another hour away, further, and but it was like all right, we'll go look at it now because we're already 2/3 of the way there. Like, let's just go check it out and see if it's worth anything. And she ended up buying it for $1,000 less than the first one, and um, and it had 20,000 less miles. So yeah, not bad. And it was in overall better condition. Fun stuff. Well, I think we'll do 5 more minutes. When we get to an hour and a half, we'll call it quits for the night. So we got like 5 minutes left here, and I'm gonna go get some sleep because tomorrow's gonna be a long day. I'm gonna leave here around 9 a.m. The game starts at 1, and it's gonna be a long day at that game. Oof, it's gonna be it's gonna be something. You know, not even your third string quarterback playing. Oh, it's gonna be interesting. And playing Dallas, and Dak Prescott's never lost to Washington, so yeah, it's gonna be a bad day. Gonna be ugly. I did get my haircut today, though. I haven't shaved yet, but I did get my haircut. But tomorrow's supposed to be like in the 50s here. That'll be nice. So at least it won't be a freezing cold game to be at. And yeah, it should be fun. Should be fun. And we'll be back at it on Saturday night and talk about all kinds of fun stuff and have a good time with that. Good times. So, oh, all right. Well, party people, I think we'll call it a quit then. And unless anybody else got anything else they want to talk about or got questions about, we'll bail out of here. We'll give it another minute or so before I bail it. Yeah, make sure to drink plenty. No, I can't because we got to drive. Well, at the USO tent they give you 2 beers, so maybe I'll have 1 or 2 from there, but can't drink more than that. Oh. I think the Sugar Hill Gang's going to do the halftime show. That'll be pretty funny. Yeah, but, and I think they're giving out scarves or something. That'll be kind of nice. It's actually a small 3 to 4 foot bowling alley. Oh, okay, cool. That'll be pretty neat. That'll be a fun project to work on. Good stuff. All right, guys. Well, everybody, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little while. And I guess I'll catch everybody on Saturday night and we'll keep at it. So have a good one. Peace out, sauerkraut.